Hey, everybody, it's Mike Portnoy from Dream Theater. May the rock be with you.
Mike, how are you, mate?
Good. How you doing, man?
Good. Welcome back to May the Rock Be With You, mate. It's been 8 years since we last chatted. So
Is
let's
that
catch
right?
up.
Wow.
How've the last 8 years been for you?
I lived a few lifetimes in the last 8 years. Yeah. Yeah. It's like dog years for me. So what is 8 times 7? The last 8 years have been like 56 years in dog years for me. Yeah.
Just a few things have happened over that time. We'll get to that
Is that,
shortly.
did we speak when I was there? I guess that's the last time I was in Australia was
Yeah, for Shattered
Shattered
Fortress.
Fortress tour. Yeah.
Yep. So we sat down, had a good chat in Sydney, which was really cool. But
Cool.
we're here though because Dream Theater are finally coming back to Australia. It's been 9 years since the band have been here. So when you land back here in 2026, what can fans expect on this tour?
Well, there'll be a different drummer behind the drum set than last time. The OG is back. I'm the new guy, the new old guy. I mean, yeah, I mean it's going to be amazing to be coming back there. The last time Dream Theater was there was without me, and the last time I was there was without Dream Theater. So here we are back together, coming back to Australia again.
Yeah, awesome, man. Now, it's really crazy to put these big numbers on some things. It's a 40th anniversary. So, 16 albums, countless live shows, so many unable to count time signatures. Does putting these anniversary numbers on things make it more pressure, or is it the other side of it more of a celebration?
It's a celebration. There's no pressure. I mean, for us, for me, it's surreal that it's been 40 years since we started this band. We were teenagers at college, Berklee College of Music, back in 1985, and here we are 40 years later. Been around the world dozens and dozens of times, and it's just been quite a journey and quite a trip. And if anything, it's just more surreal than anything. It's just hard to believe how quickly time has flown.
Yeah, it's what you talked about dog years. It's, times it by seven. We've got so many.
Exactly.
Now, as the catalog grows and the songs get longer, what are the discussions like about shaping set lists that don't make these shows 6 hours long?
Well, there's not really any discussions. Those guys trust that in my lap. I've always been the guy that wrote the set list in the band, at least in my time here. And for me, writing the set list for this 40th anniversary tour was actually easier than you would think. I coming back to the band after not having been in the band for over 12, 15 years, whatever it's been. It was all a fresh, clean slate for me to work with. It wasn't like, oh, I played this song a million times over the last couple of years. I hadn't played any of these songs in so long. So for me, I was able to write with a clean slate. And the set list we're going to be doing when we come down there is slightly different than the one we've been doing throughout the rest of the world. Because when we started the 40th anniversary tour, we spent the first 6 to 8 months on tour just concentrating on that. But since then, the last few months we've been playing the new album Parasomnia in its entirety. So when we come down to Australia, it's kind of going to be a combination of the two. It'll be a heavyweight of the 40th anniversary and the full catalog stuff, but we also want to play a bit more of the Parasomnia album than we had, just because it's so fresh to us, and it's the only opportunity that the Australian fans will have to hear those songs. So it'll be a kind of a combination of the two.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear that, man. What's your favorite song to perform live, though? Do you have one?
They're all great. I tend to love the epics. So some of the long ones we've been doing on this tour, we've been doing Octavarium, we've been doing A Change of Seasons, the 20-minute epic from the new album, the Shadow Man, we've been playing that. So to me, those are the most satisfying ones, just because there's so much in the big long songs. You can go on these big journeys with lots of ups and downs and hills and valleys.
Yeah, and it gives James a chance to go off and have a drink while you guys jam out for a while.
Yeah, exactly. He gets a lot of downtime in the show. Yeah.
Now, I always like asking this because obviously we're there to see you up on stage. But from your perspective, what's your favorite thing to see looking down at the crowd?
Well, I love a responsive audience, a very active vocal audience. To me, that inspires me. I get my energy from what's you know, coming back from the audience, and you know, it takes both sides to really make a great show. So, you know, when I get a lot of energy back, it energizes me, and then you know, it's a full circle. So it's important for both sides to be involved in a live show, not just us performing, but the audience interacting as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you're sitting there and they're just staring at you, you're like, ugh, this is this isn't good. Like you need
Yeah,
that,
I mean,
you need that love.
there's some audiences that's just their nature. You know, you go to Japan, the Japanese audiences are very respectful and quiet, and which is great. You know they're listening, but I need some energy, some
Yeah,
feedback.
can't wait for these Australian shows. Now, let's talk about your return to the band because was there any, was it seamless? Was there any like intrepidation? Was there like, how was it coming back in?
It was seamless. You know, to me, this was not just, you know, rejoining an old band. This was kind of coming home to my family. You know, this was, you know, after 40 years and forming this band as when we were teenagers, as I mentioned, you know, it's more than just a band. We've lived lives together. You know, we've been to each other's weddings and seen our kids grow up together, and you know, we've had all these life experiences together. So coming back home to it, it was pretty seamless. You know, there was kind of like baby steps that led here, which also made the transition, you know, that much more comfortable. You know, I did John Petrucci's solo album and tour, and then we did a Liquid Tension Experiment album with me, John, and Jordan, and Tony Levin. So there were these kind of little steps that led to finally coming back to Dream Theater. So by the time I came back full time to Dream Theater, it just felt like coming home to a family, you know.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, if it was a clean break and there was nothing at all, it might have been a lot different. But like you said, that's a really good little steps along the way. Really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you come back after time away, in terms of creativity and writing and the recording process, how has your return help this collaboration? What became Parasomnia and any forthcoming releases?
Well, we were definitely inspired writing together. You know, we hadn't written an album together, written and recorded an album together since Black Clouds and Silver Linings, which came out in 2009, but we made it in 2008. So it had been, you know, 15 years since we had written and recorded an album together. So we were very inspired being together again and having that chemistry, that artistic and creative chemistry that you know, that we always had, and it was immediately there, you know, once we started working on the new album.
Yeah. Has that lit a fire under the band though? Can we expect more sooner rather than later, or do we have to wait a little while?
Well, we have to wait because you know, it's been a long tour. We've been out for a year now at this point. We started in October of 2024,
Oh, wow.
and here we are a year later now. And by the time we get down to Australia and wrap up the tour cycle a few months after that, it'll have been a year and a half on the road. So, you know, that's the focus right now. But once the tour cycle wraps and concludes by you know, next spring or so, we'll probably take the summer off because it's been a long road,
Yeah.
and then start thinking about a new album after that.
Yeah, excellent. When you look back to an album like Images and Words, is there anything that you did or used back then that has remained part of what you still do today when making music?
The writing process is exactly the same now as it was then.
Hmm.
You know, we would, even with Images and Words, we started with the music first. It was, oh, everything's written instrumentally first, and then from there we write the vocal melodies and the lyrics, and then do the vocals. It's a very collaborative process. All of us together in a room, just bouncing ideas off of each other, shaping it and arranging it together. And it's the same now as it was, you know, decades ago. It's the same creative process.
That's great. That's so good. Now, after so long doing this, is there anything you'd still love to do as a band you haven't yet had the chance to do?
Well, artistically, we've done everything we've ever wanted to do. But there's like little you know, venue bucket list things. You know, we still haven't played the Royal Albert Hall in
Oh,
London, which we both wanted to play. You know, there's certain venues like that that are kind of like bucket list achievements that, you know, there's still a handful of things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome, man. Now, my mate Rolly, he's the one that came with me when we sat down in Sydney. He's a huge fan of the band and yourself. I asked him for a couple of questions, and this was one of them. He said, the band not being human, will you ever reveal what planet the band is actually from?
Uranus, of course. The best named planet on Earth. Well, it wouldn't be on Earth. The best named planet in the galaxy, I should say.
You'll love that. Now, lastly, what we do as always, I get you to look ahead to the future with a prediction, mate. So finish this sentence for me. In 2026, Dream Theater will
Finally come back to Australia. Woo!
We can't wait, man. We're so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a whole show you guys do, right? You do the whole thing in over 2 parts, or how do you do this?
It's an evening with Dream Theater, so it's a 3-hour show, 2 sets with an intermission. And yeah, we're going to make up for a lot of lost time, and we're looking forward to it.
It's going to be magic. Mike, absolute pleasure to talk to you again, mate. I can't wait to see you here in Sydney. It's going to be an absolute amazing show.
Thank you, man. Looking
Thanks,
forward
buddy.
to
See
it.
you then.
All right. See you then.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching our chat with Mike Portnoy of Dream Theater. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And make sure you go to maytherockbewithyou.com. That's where everything else lives.